Hello there, the man standing at the pinnacle of his career. Spend just a few minutes with me so that we can be truly honest with each other. Look into the mirror and answer for yourself. You are living a life that millions dream of, aren't you? You have a solid status, plenty of money in your pocket. You drive luxury cars that make everyone turn their heads. And more importantly, you have the respect and awe of both colleagues and rivals. In the world of work, you are a beast, a true predator who always knows how to win in every negotiation. However, have you ever wondered why, when the office door closes and the lights of glamorous parties fade out, you return to an empty house? Why does a brilliantly successful person like you remain single? Or perhaps even worse, why are you settling for anyone, dating women who aren't even on your level, people whom even you find not deep enough or sophisticated enough to walk with you on the long road ahead today? I will tell you a truth, a naked and painful truth that perhaps no drinking buddy or business partner has enough courage to throw right in your face. Listen, those very steel qualities, that very fiery alpha energy that turned you into a legend in the boardroom, are exactly the poison killing every chance of romance for you. What makes your greatness at the company is turning you into someone completely undateable in the eyes of women. And you know what the worst part is? Women will never tell you this directly. They won't sit there to correct your behavior for you. They will only smile gracefully, text you to thank you for the luxurious dinner, and then they disappear. They ghost you completely, leaving you with a big question mark hanging over your head. What the hell did I do wrong? I'm stylish, I'm generous. I led the game. After all, look back at the way you are dating. Are you falling into the trap of temporariness? You date girls whom you don't really respect, or those who only look at your wallet, simply because truly intelligent, beautiful, and warm women all ghost you one by one after a few meetings. You tell yourself that being this successful and this stylish, things should be easier, shouldn't they? The heartbreaking truth is that you are appearing as a jerk in their eyes, even though in your heart, you are a very kind man. The problem lies in the fact that you are bringing that exact corporate executive energy into a romantic evening. You use decisiveness to impose, use bluntness to overwhelm, and use the alpha ego to control everything. At the office, that is great leadership. But at the dinner table, it turns you into a rigid block of brick, an arrogant and dictatorial guy. High-quality women are very sensitive to energy. They don't need a boss. They need a man who can connect. When you decide everything from the restaurant to the dishes without even bothering to ask her opinion, you think you are showing leadership prowess, but she feels disrespected, as if she were just a decorative item in your presentation. Do you often interrupt her? Do you often accidentally correct her with the tone of a know-it-all? You might not mean it, but the way you show that you're always the smartest person in the room has inadvertently pushed her away. She feels she's not heard, not appreciated, and most importantly, not regarded as an equal partner. Another classic mistake that successful men like you often make is turning the date into a presentation about yourself. You excitedly talk about million-dollar deals, the difficulties you've overcome, and the achievements you've had to trade for with sweat and tears. You want her to see how talented you are, how solid you are, so that she feels secure and admires you. But alas, women don't love a polished CV. They love the feeling a man brings to them. When you talk too much about yourself, she sees a selfish person who only knows himself and is trying to use material things to fill an emotional void. She goes home and tells her best friends that you're the most boastful guy she's ever met, even though in reality, you were just trying to share your pride. You know, sophisticated women will see through your success through the way you behave, through the way you interact with the waiter, through the calmness in your eyes, rather than through self-important words. When you keep wallowing in your successful ego, you inadvertently close the door of your heart and prevent any real connection. And what is the consequence? Warm women, those who could be a peaceful harbour for you, will choose to leave because they don't want to live in your shadow. You're left with two bitter choices: either be lonely in your own castle, or humble yourself to date women who accept being overwhelmed by you, because they need money or they lack self-confidence. You never accepted mediocrity in your career, so why resign yourself to a second-rate emotional life? It's time for you to learn how to turn off CEO mode when walking out of the office door. You don't need to change your masculine nature. You just need to adjust the volume of the alpha energy to suit a romantic space. Start by truly being present. When sitting across from a woman, Put the phone down, push the revenue figures out of your head, and look deep into her eyes. Ask questions about dreams, emotions, and the little things that make her smile. Don't just nod politely. Truly listen as if she were the most important partner you've ever met. Let her have the right to decide. Let her feel that she is contributing to the date. True confidence doesn't lie in how many things you control, but in being strong enough to allow yourself to be soft and delicate. Don't try to impress with what you have. Touch her heart with your true self, a man with depth, empathy, and appreciation for the beauty of the soul. Learn to be humorous. Learn to play with words instead of only speaking dry logic. A date needs spontaneity and emotion, not a detailed action plan like a business project. I have spent more than 2 decades coaching men of steel like you, from CEOs to proud, self-made entrepreneurs. I have witnessed them transform from arrogant guys shunned by women into charismatic gentlemen desired by the fair sex. The secret is not found anywhere foreign. It lies right in your daring to admit you're not perfect and being ready to change your approach. The most successful men are those who know how to invest in themselves in the right places. That's why I created a special gift just for you, an in-depth guide titled Why Successful Men Fail with Women and How to Fix It. In it, I will deconstruct further the repelling behaviors you're doing unconsciously, how to radiate attractive energy without having to say a single boastful word, and how to find a woman who is not only beautiful but also a worthy companion, one who will build a true empire of happiness with you. Don't let your success become a barrier separating you from true love. You have won in the marketplace. Now is the time to win in your life. Imagine a day when you return home, not to a terrifying silence, but to the radiant smile of a wonderful woman who truly understands and appreciates your value. Someone who is not overwhelmed by your aura but shines along with you. That is entirely within reach if you start changing from today. Stop treating women like employees or business partners. Learn how to become a lover, a friend, a man who knows how to love and be loved. Don't let the alpha ego become a prison for your own emotions. A man's greatest strength is when he dares to show sincerity and tenderness to the woman he loves. You're too excellent to be satisfied with a poor emotional life. Remember, money and fame can buy awe, but only sophistication and sincerity can buy the heart of a high-class woman. You know, the difference between a merely successful man and a completely successful man lies in the ability to master personal relationships. Look at the great figures of the world. Behind their illustrious careers, there is always the shadow of an extraordinary woman, and to have that woman, they had to learn how to humble themselves, learn how to listen, and learn how to love with their whole heart, not just with a cold head. You are the same. The potential in you is infinite. It's just that you are using the wrong toolkit when entering the world of women. Don't be too hard on yourself for past failures. Consider them expensive lessons for you to perfect yourself further. Every time you are ghosted, every time you are rejected, it is an opportunity for you to look back at how you CEO-fied that meeting. Start practicing subtle humility. When she shares a small hobby, don't be quick to give advice or evaluation. Simply empathize and share that joy with her. When she faces difficulties, don't rush to offer solutions like a consultant. Just sit beside her, listen, and say that you are always here for her. That is the power of connection, something that money or status can never buy. Women don't need you to be a superhero saving the world. They need a man who can make them feel safe, loved, and understood. When you learn how to create that safe space, you will see that the most wonderful women will automatically be attracted to you without you having to spend too much effort showing off. That natural attraction is more sustainable than any flashiness. Be confident in yourself, but let it be a calm and deep confidence. Don't be afraid of becoming a bit more vulnerable in front of women, because that is when you show your greatest courage, the courage to be yourself. Without a mask, without a title. Life is very short. Don't let the most brilliant years pass in loneliness because of unnecessary misunderstandings about female psychology. Open your heart, learn, and change. You will see this world become so much gentler and worth living when there is a soulmate by your side. I believe that with the mettle of someone who has built a career like yours, changing the approach to women is just a small challenge that you will certainly overcome excellently. Remember that I am always here, ready to support and empower you. The guide I am giving you is just the first stepping stone, but the real journey lies in your own experience and understanding. Don't hesitate any longer. Start right from tonight, starting with a new mindset, a new energy. Let the next woman you meet see an upgraded alpha version, a man who not only knows how to lead a company, but also knows how to lead sublime emotions. I wish you soon achieve brilliant success not only in work but also in love. Out there in the world, there are so many wonderful women waiting to meet a man like you. Let them have that chance. Once again, thank you for spending your precious time listening to these sincere heart-to-heart words. Keep your form and always shine in your own way, but shine in a warmer and closer way. Goodbye, and see you again in a completely new winning mindset. All the best things will come to the man who appreciates the value of connection and love. Believe it to be so, my dear friend. When we talk about not being oneself in a relationship, people usually think of being fake to please others. But in your case, the problem lies in the fact that you're too much being yourself in an unsuitable aspect. You are a warrior, a leader. That is not wrong. But in love, you also need to be an artist. Someone who knows how to weave sweet moments. Just imagine if you keep wearing a suit of iron armor to bed. Would you feel comfortable? Women are the same. They cannot love a suit of armor. They want to love the human inside that armor. Your I am always right, or I know the best way. Energy might help the company avoid risks, but in a date, it creates an invisible wall separating the two hearts. When you allow yourself to be wrong, to be a bit silly, or even to need help from her, that is when she feels she has value in your life. Your success is a solid foundation. But sincerity and humility are the long-lasting bonds. Never underestimate the power of a sincere compliment, a small gesture of care, or a speaking gaze. Those things are worth more than 1,000 boasts about luxurious trips or expensive brand-name items. Remember that high-quality women do not lack luxury things. What they lack is a soulmate, a man who can share with them the deepest thoughts, anxieties, and even simple joys. When you open your heart, you are inviting her into your real world, where there are no stage lights, no applause from employees, only two souls trying to understand each other. That is where true love actually blossoms. Don't be afraid of being hurt, because only when you dare to open your heart do you have the chance to receive complete love. The lessons I share with you today are not just dating knowledge, but also knowledge about the art of living. When you know how to balance between strength and softness, between the I and the we, you will see your life become much more abundant and multicolored. You will no longer have to strain yourself to prove anything anymore, because it is your very self-composure and ease that are the most intense attractions. Start observing the men around you, those who have happy and sustainable marriages. You will see they have one thing in common. They extremely respect and elevate their wives. They don't need to show they are the head of the family by giving orders. They show it by protecting, listening, and being the greatest spiritual support. That is the goal you should aim for. Don't let success turn you into a lonely oasis in the middle of a vast ocean. Build bridges to connect with the wonderful women around you. And remember, every meeting is a gift, no matter where it leads. Cherish every moment. Cherish the woman sitting across from you, and cherish yourself in this new version. I always believe in you, in your choices, and in your positive changes. This world needs more successful and loving men like you. Once again, confidently step forward on the path to conquering your happiness. The door to success in love has begun to open, just waiting for you to step in with an open heart and a progressive spirit. Wish you all the best and soon find the muse of your life. Warmly, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your ideal Saturday night after you've applied what we just discussed. You're sitting in a cozy space, perhaps a small restaurant by the lake or right in your own luxurious kitchen. Across from you is a woman with intelligent eyes and a sun-drenched smile. You no longer feel the pressure to talk about the company or trillion-dollar projects to please her. You feel completely comfortable telling her about a book you just read or a silly memory from childhood. You listen to her talk about her passion for art with sincere interest. You find yourself laughing more, your heart lighter than ever. She looks at you with admiration, not because of the assets you have, but because of the calmness and warmth radiating from your person. You feel an invisible but incredibly strong electrical connection between the two of you. That is true happiness. The reason why we strive our best in this life. Financial success is only one part of the picture. Emotional fulfillment is the final piece that completes it. Promise me that you will never go back to the old rut of a dating CEO again. Allow yourself to enjoy the magic of love in the most natural way. Don't try to control the outcome. Focus on the process and the emotions of both. When you give sincerity, you will receive sincerity. When you give appreciation, you will receive respect. That is the immutable law of the universe. You have enough metal to run large corporations, so adjusting a few habits in communication to have marital happiness is certainly not anything too difficult for you. Consider this the most important project of the year, Project Creating Happiness. I will always be here to empower you with the most precious knowledge and experience. Download the guide now and start studying it the way you study a new business strategy. The only difference is that the reward of this project is not net profit, but a heart full of love and a peaceful home. You deserve that, more than anyone. Once again, be confident and start this wonderful journey today. I believe you can do it, and I will be very happy to receive good news from you. Hello to you, the successful and loving man. Wish you a new journey that is brilliant and fulfilling. See you again as soon as possible with love stories as beautiful as a dream. To end today's long conversation, I want to leave you with one final thing. Women are a mysterious and fascinating world. They are not logic problems for you to decode with pure reason. They are pieces of music that need to be felt with the heart. When you learn how to hear the silent melodies in their souls, you will see yourself possessing a power greater than any title in work. Your success is a wonderful foundation, but it is sophistication and empathy that are the wings helping your love fly higher and further. Never stop learning about women, as well as never stop perfecting yourself. With each passing day, try to become a slightly better man, a slightly deeper man, and a man who knows how to love a little more. You will see that not only dating, but also the life around you will change miraculously. People will love you more, life will become lighter, and you will find yourself happy from within your heart. Believe in this journey, believe in Marn, and most importantly, believe in yourself. Wish you soon find the woman of destiny, the one who will go with you through the rest of this life in absolute love and appreciation. Thank you very much for listening and accompanying me to these final moments. Goodbye, and wish you a peaceful and happy life with the one you love. See you again in the next videos and shared posts with much more interesting knowledge. Always be the best man in your own way. Warmly,